Okay, sounds good. All right. Awesome. Thank you, Tina. So I'm so excited for everybody that is showing up here today to watch this. I just want to introduce my friend Tina, who is coming on to join us today as my guest speaker. And Tina is just got so much knowledge and background behind her in the field of nutrigenomics. She has been working in this industry for 10 years, I believe, helping literally thousands of people to transform their health. And so I'm excited that she's going to be here as our guest speaker today to talk more about DNA nutrition and how you can really target those cells at a nutritional level with the right food. And so Tina is a speaker. She's a successful mompreneur, business coach, top female income earner who's been in the network marketing industry for over a decade. She's won several awards for top leadership and recruitment. She holds a bachelor's in deaf education from Fresno State, and she's worked with great leaders such as Jack Canfield, Robert Kiyosaki, Todd Falcone, for Bernie Kosar, and Michael Irvin. Tina is an author for Network magazine and has spoken on stage with greats like Brian Tracy and Les Brown. So I'm super excited she's here to speak with us today, and sort of we're going to dive in a little bit deeper into what is this all about. I've been talking about DNA nutrition now for a few weeks in my group, so I'm excited that she's going to share all of that with you guys. So go ahead, Tina.
Thank you so much, Candace. I'm so excited to have met you. You're like one of the brightest nutritionists I've ever met. Like, if I ever had a question about nutrition ever from anybody, I'd go to you first. Like, I've already learned so much from you when it comes to nutrition. And this is a space that I'm pretty comfortable in when it comes to nutrigenomics, which is how nutrition can affect your DNA. I got involved in this industry just about almost 11 years ago because I was adopted, so I don't have any family history. But my mother, who adopted me, she died from a genetic disorder. It's the same genetic disorder her mother passed away from. So, being adopted, I'm not going to have that issue. But I started thinking, well, what kind of issue am I going to have? Right? There's going to be something. Every time you go to the doctor, they ask you what runs in your family. Even if I go to the dentist now, they ask me that. So apparently it's incredibly important to know your family history. So me having none, I turned to DNA test, right? I took a few DNA tests. When I found this company that was not just doing a test, but taking that test and those results and turning it into a product that was customized exclusively to my body. And it's so fun because it seems nowadays there's so many people jumping on this bandwagon, in the last few years. 23andMe, Ancestry.com are spending millions of dollars in marketing genetic tests. Now, what they give you is some information. I mean, a lot of information. But what they do beyond that is nothing. Their purpose, their goal is to get your DNA test. They tell you right in their terms and conditions that they will be using it for their own purposes. And then they give you a test that has the potential issues that are running through your family history. But there's no solution. There's nothing to do beyond the fact of once you see these problems. And that's where Euphoria comes in. It's the first company to not only take a DNA test, an individual home DNA test, and take the results of that test and put together a product that is inspired by your own DNA. It is customized for your body. So when I say people are jumping on the bandwagon, I'll give you some examples. There's a company called Jenny Craig. Some of you may be familiar with Jenny Craig. They are now doing a DNA test, and based on the DNA tests, the prepackaged food that they give you is now somehow because of that DNA test, okay? GNC is another example. GNC is a supplement store, like a supplement superstore, and what they're doing now is they're offering a DNA test. You take the test home, you do it, you get the results, and you take the results back to the store, and they take the results packet and they walk you through the store pointing at all the things on the shelf they now think you should buy based on your DNA. Now, is that better than the decades and decades of guessing? Yeah. I mean, the guy that works behind the counter at GNC, he might know more than me. I don't know. But for years, since I was a little girl, I've always taken supplements, Flintstones, Chewies, vitamin C, whatever. I always believed in a supplement, but I was always guessing. I think I need this. I might need that. You know, Dr. Oz said to take this. I read this in Women's Health. I better take that, right? I've always been one of those jump on the bandwagon also people, right? But now that euphoria comes along, I don't have to guess at all, not even a little bit, because what they're doing is they're testing 18 different genes, and all of these genes have these components. They're all deal with anti-aging. They are all super relevant, meaning we're not testing your eye color, because really, does that have any impact on your life whatsoever? No, that's not relevant. And they're all actionable, meaning we can do something to change it. Okay. What we're doing here, we're not changing your DNA. Okay. You can't change what your mom and your dad passed down to you. What you can change is the expression of those variant, meaning negative or dirty genes. Okay. So let's look at some of the things they're testing. APOB. I'll just give you some details on some of these. Healthy lipids. This is the cholesterol gene. Okay. It helps maintain healthy LDL cholesterol levels. Okay. The ATP5, that's your mitochondrial health. Well, the mitochondria is what produces the energy in every single cell. So mitochondria can slow down the aging process, the healthier your cells are. You know, to work properly, the mitochondria needs oxygen and proper nutrition. It is the powerhouse of your cell. You know, it turns the energy from food into cellular energy. Okay, that's that one particular gene. The CYP gene, that's your C-reactive protein. That's a big one. This is a blood marker for inflammation, right? And when you have a blood marker for negative inflammation in your body, that can lead to degenerative disorders. It can lead to many different cardiovascular disease issues, cancer, diabetes. It can lead to all kinds of nasty things in your body. You know, precursor, inflammation is the precursor to like every bad thing in your body that you don't want, right? CYP 11B2, that's your blood pressure. We all know why it's good to keep your blood pressure in a good level. The EPHX, that's your liver health, okay? And your liver health, basically the exhaust from the car, the air that we breathe every day, pesticides, alcohol, smoke from cigarettes, smoke from barbecue, smoke in the air, you know, all these things that we do, the food, the processed food puts free radicals in your body every day. And those free radicals damage all parts of your body, your mechanisms, your organs. So if you can put enough antioxidants in your body to combat those free radicals, you're going to live healthier. Okay. Now, free radical damage is again, like inflammation. It's a precursor to so many issues in your body. And the only way to combat it is with antioxidants. Now, antioxidants we get in food. And the problem is that the food that we are eating nowadays is so depleted of vitamins and minerals and nutrients that we supplement. That's how supplements came to be in the first place. So that's one of the most important genes, your liver health, and the FUT2, the vitamin B2. That one is majorly important because it deals with gut health. And everybody knows that the gut health and the bacteria in your gut is one of the main things that happens in your body to keep you healthy. Okay. The IL-6, your immune system. Of course, we test two areas of the immune system. We're testing for CoQ10 levels. I mean, how many of you after the age of 30, your energy starts to deplete, right? It's because the enzymes that produce naturally in your body are not producing like they used to. In fact, they start declining. So if you have a good doctor, a good nutritionist, they're going to say, add CoQ10 to your diet, right? The problem is CoQ10 comes in two forms. Ubiquinol, ubiquinone. Your body can only absorb one of them And the only way to determine which one it will process is through your DNA. So you can see on this list here, vitamin D, I mean, your bone health. We don't want to end up, in a wheelchair or hunched over. We want to live a healthy and have strong, healthy bones throughout our life. So all of these 18 genes they're testing, and by the way, you don't need to know all this stuff because the company has videos, 3-minute videos on each of these areas that are so simple, and we can give you the website to check all that out. But the question is this: if you knew that your DNA was damaged, you had a dirty gene in one of these or more of these areas, would you want to do something about it now versus wait and see what happens? It's like a tornado warning. It's coming. What are you going to sit in the house and do nothing? No, you're going to go prepare. You're going to shore up the house. You're going to make sure you have everything. This DNA test is like the tornado warning. What you do with it is up to you. Okay. It's like the reason we put oil in our car. Why do we do that? Because if you don't, it's going to break. Well, it's the same thing with your body. If you don't put the right fuel in your body is going to break at some point. And because everybody's body is different, everybody's breaks somewhere different. But if you knew in advance and could prevent that, wouldn't you do it? And that's where euphoria comes into play. So what we do a DNA test. It is a $99 one-time DNA test. They test these 18 areas of genes. They've actually got 10 additional genes they're working on. But you get a report. It's 35 pages long. It's called your Wellness Action Plan, and it looks kind of like this. The green is good. It means neither one of your parents passed down this potential issue. The yellow means one of your parents passed it down, and the red means both your parents passed down this issue. So what they do with these results is they put together a supplement that is whole food, raw, vegan, gluten-free, non-GMO, and it is personalized to your DNA results. No more guessing. Using these up to 100 ingredients. Now, are you going to have all 100 ingredients? I don't think so. We haven't seen a DNA report yet that was so bad that it had all 100. But I have 67 of these ingredients. My husband has 78. My son has 90. That's pretty bad. And we take a product every single day. And you can see here, it's got my name right on the bottom, on the container here. My husband's has his own name on it. My son's has his own. We can't take each other's. Truly customized for my body to deal with my personal genetic issues. So I know you're looking at this list and there's a ton of good things in here. I mean, everything on this list is great. I'm sure you've all heard selenium and spirulina and schisandra berry and gotu kola and acai and acerola and the mushrooms and kale and all these things, green tea, all so good things for your body. But if 3 of us were to walk into the GNC and stare up at the shelf for, let's say we were looking for kiwi fruit powder, and the 3 of us were to all pick the same bottle, which one of us is not getting what we need? Probably all 3 of us, right? The ingredient list is massively important, but what's even more important is the clinical dosage down to the milligram that you're given of each of these ingredients based on your DNA. Okay. And let's just look at one of these ingredients, the top one, AC11. Now, this is an ingredient that is in everybody's product, regardless of what your DNA says, everybody gets AC11. It's the only known compound in the world to repair damaged DNA. I always say, man, I damaged a bunch of my DNA, like in college and maybe into my mid-20s. But to put something in my body every single day that's repairing that damage, I just feel amazing. So let's bring that up. How are you going to feel on the product? I don't know, because your product is totally different than mine. Your DNA issues are totally different than mine. How you feel, I don't know. That's the question. But isn't it worth finding out? So what is the proper nutrition? Okay, we learned this in the 3rd grade. If you put the proper nutrition in your body, it will respond at peak performance. We all know this, right? The problem is, what is the proper nutrition? It's certainly not this food pyramid. And is it keto? Is it Atkins? Is it South? I mean, everybody has their own idea of what the proper nutrition is. And it should be that way because everybody's body is totally different. Again, that's why here at Euphoria, We use your DNA to determine what the proper nutrition is for you. And I get this question a lot. Does the fat gene exist? Oh my gosh, yes, it does. In fact, we test for 2 strands of the fat gene, which is called the FTO, body mass and obesity. So one of the things I've learned recently that I just find fascinating is if you have a dirty gene in this area, it means that you're lacking the ability for your stomach to communicate with your brain that you're hungry. Ever wonder why some days you could just eat and eat and eat all day long and you're like, I never felt full? That's because your FTO gene doesn't have the capability to talk to your brain. And that's what creates overeating, and that's what creates obesity. Have you ever been on a diet with a friend? It's miserable. One of you does great, one of you gains weight. It's terrible, right? Because your body's going to absorb food differently, and that is 100% based on your DNA. So our laboratory, it's a fully compliant HIPAA, CLIA and CAP certified DNA laboratory where they do the testing. It's all your information is, of course, perfectly safe, HIPAA compliant, just like if you were to do a blood test through your doctor, anything like that. So once you do the DNA home test, you pay the $99 lab fee. Again, it's a one-time fee. You send it to the lab. It takes about 2.5 to 3 weeks before you get that 35-page customized report. And then a few days after that, you will get your custom product in the mail shipped to you every 30 days. So which one makes more sense to you? You know, what we've been doing for decades, which is, I think I need this, I might need that, my doctor said this, my nutritionist, my chiropractor, my Dr. Oz all said this, but what am I going to do with that, right? How many of you have a shelf in your kitchen that has like so much product in there that you don't even know who said you need it or where it came from or why you take it, or if you even take it? My shelf in my kitchen had so much stuff in it. I'm like, it's even halfway full. Some of the bottles were never even opened, right? So which one makes more sense? Guessing or a for sure wellness action plan custom to your DNA? I mean, I think we all know which one makes more sense, right? And let's talk about how much it's going to cost, because most people think, man, a company that's going to put together a product for me like this is probably thousands of dollars. It's not. Rest assured, it's not. It's actually only $159 a month. That's it. No matter how many ingredients you have. Okay. I mean, what if you need 78 ingredients like my husband? If he were to buy them all at the store at $5 a piece, which we know good quality supplements cost way more than $5 a piece, but that alone is $390. So for $159 a month, that's just about the price of a cup of coffee at Starbucks. Customized nutrition exclusively for your DNA. And you are going to get a cost comparison. Once they get your customized formula together, you'll get a cost comparison that looks just like this, that shows you just how much money you're saving, which is just incredible. It's kind of mind-blowing how they can do it. So one of the questions I get all the time is, can I just do the DNA test and then eat the right foods? Sure, you could try to do that. Absolutely. But you know what? The food nowadays is so depleted. The nutrition in our food it's just not where it used to be. And even if it was, could you imagine eating 67 different ingredients every day? I don't even know where to find or pronounce some of the ingredients that are in my personal product. So even if you could find it, you would have to sit all day long. I mean, your personal product with all the free radicals and the fruits and the vegetables is the equivalent of more than 10 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. I mean, really. Even vegans that I know don't eat 10 servings of fruits and vegetables a day, and that's what you're getting in your personalized product. Another question I get is, am I going to feel anything? Like I said, I just don't know, because everybody's body is different. Everybody's DNA is different. Everybody's customized formula is different. I mean, there's up to 400 million formulas that we put together for this. How are you going to feel is solely based on you. Some people have massive feelings, results immediately. Some people feel nothing ever, like me. I've been taking the product for a very long time. I don't feel different because I'm taking the product not because of how it makes me feel, but because it's good for my body, because I know my lifestyle does not combat some of the things that my genetics show are negative. I don't do anything in my lifestyle to combat that, so I do this. You know, but it's like eating a banana or an orange. I mean, you don't feel the potassium or you don't feel the vitamin C coursing through your veins. You eat those things because they're good for you, right? And that's the same reason I take my Euphoria product. How are you going to know when to stop? Well, it's like doing sit-ups. You have a 6-pack ab until what? Until you stop. And then you have like a keg, right? Or 1-pack. But it's the same thing as exercise. At what point in life do you decide to stop exercising to make you feel better, make you feel healthy? Never. I will never stop taking this product. So I think we all know, if given the choice of sickness versus wellness, of course we're going to choose wellness. I mean, the commercials, they're just ridiculous. You see them and they've got this long drawn out name and there's a woman running through the field with the butterflies and they're talking about the side effects. And you know, you might take this drug because you have a hangnail or something, and then it leads to vomiting, which leads to fatigue, which leads to anxiety. You might take another drug, and all statin drugs have depression as a side effect, and all drugs for depression have you might get high cholesterol as a side effect. So the minute you get on this path of trusting in drugs, I mean, it's like a never-ending stream of income for big pharma that you just can't get out of. So, you know, I just think healthy living is obviously the choice. And for about $5 a day, it's the best choice. So I think that's a pretty minimal amount for my unique product that's custom made to me. But what if you could get it for less? What if $159, you could bring that down to $120 or $80 or even $40 a month for your own personalized product? We have a great customer referral program. And the more customers you refer, you can actually get your product totally for free by referring just 4 customers to the company who get on our monthly product. So I'm really excited about that program. I think everybody who gets in with us should take advantage of this. So customer, this is how you get started. The first thing you do is you purchase a DNA U-Start test kit and repair kit. It's $159. Here's what it has in it. It has the swabbing material that you need to do the DNA test, the prepaid envelope for the lab, but it also has 3 weeks worth of something called pre-trition. And I'm going to let Candace talk about that a little bit because I know she is taking the pre-trition, but it's got probiotics, prebiotics. It's got that AC11 in it for DNA repair. It's a little bit of a cleanse, but not the kind of like nasty cleanse where you have to stay in your house, but just getting rid of some toxins, some metals. It's getting rid of some nasty stuff in your body. So your body is super clean by the time your customized product comes. Step 2, you swab your cheek, you send it to the laboratory, you pay that $99 DNA fee, and 2.5 weeks later, you have your DNA full wellness report. I know Candace knows so much about reading the report. She could read it like nobody's business, but we also have a website where Dr. Jen Meyer, she's our lead geneticist. She reads the report with you. She goes over the different genes, what it means if you have that gene, if you have a variant in that gene, and what we can do for compensate it. So it's a great website and great videos. And that's it. Step 3, take the pre-trition and wait until your customized product comes. And that's it. It's a very simple process. We're just getting started here. I mean, we've got over 70% of our company is just customers who love our products. We have testimonies galore. We have a Facebook page full of testimonies. We have a website full of testimonies, and we can share all of that with you guys. So I'm going to take this over to Candace and let her take over from here.
Oh my gosh, Tina, thank you so much for sharing all of that amazing information. I can honestly tell you guys, I have absolutely not been this excited about anything in the field of nutrition for years. I think it was probably about 2 or 3 years ago, my husband for Christmas had actually purchased for me a DNA nutrition kit. It did not come with customized supplements. It didn't come with anything like that. It came with a book and a report. And I've gone back and I've looked at that book and report and tried to sort of look at what what information they're giving me in comparison, because I've even had clients ask me, how does this compare? And I look at that, it doesn't tell me, did I inherit one or two genes? Did I inherit one from, both parents, or how many? It just says that I have, specific variants. It doesn't go into all of the ones that are tested through Euphoria. And so, I've had to take that DNA and then plug it into other things to learn more about my health and sort of find some answers. So I'm super excited. I've actually for years dreamed that there was a company that would come along and do something like this. And, when I saw that Euphoria was actually doing this, and we can target our DNA at a cellular level and support turning on the good genetics, the good genes, and really switching off the dirty ones so that our body can perform optimally. To me, that was just exactly what I needed for my own health, but also for my clients, for my family. This just completely makes sense to me. So I'm so excited that Tina was able to come and share all of that information with you guys today. And I also wanted to share with you my Fall Into Health program, because I am combining the two. So Fall Into Health with nutritional DNA. For anybody who is ready to get started today with your, ordering your kit and diving in, I am going to gift you Fall Into Health totally free. Now, this is a $147 program. It's a 4-week program. I run it through Facebook. So we're going to be starting on September 30th. And I'm going to just share a little bit more with you guys about what Fall Into Health is, right? So let me just, I just need to get something up on my screen so I can go through it. So it's a 4-week program. As I mentioned, I will do live Zoom calls within that group and share with you. Each week, we're going to cover a different topic. So you've probably been taught that improving your health takes an abundance of intense workouts, eating copious amounts of kale for days on end, making choices that really make you miserable and leave you stuck right where you are. I totally get it. It's hard to feel excited when you're being pushed to your breaking point to make changes that are just so overwhelming that you don't even want to get started. And so there is so much more to your health journey than food, and focusing on the foundation before perfecting the food choices will give you a secure infrastructure to thrive on. And that is what the Fall Into Health program really is about. So if any of these sound familiar, just, raise your hand or say I or put in the chat bar. I want to feel better, but I always lose my motivation and I don't know why. Or I want to be healthier, but I don't have time to go to the gym or do all this meal prepping and grocery shopping and purchasing all of this stuff that I don't normally have in my home. That is huge, especially for a lot of moms when we're feeding our families, and we know that, these changes are not everybody in the house is maybe on board with them. And then I want to feel more present in my life, but I don't know how to balance all of my priorities and make it feel manageable. I'm sort of torn in all these different directions. There's too much on your plate. This program is really for you if any of those things sound familiar. And making healthy decisions doesn't have to be boring or hard or time consuming, and they don't have to be entirely focused on food. And remember, if we're doing the DNA nutrition through Euphoria, you are really targeting that nutrition side of it from, at a cellular level. And so that is going to be taken care of for you, and then you're going to get the Fall Into Health program. So in just 30 days, we're going to dive into these different areas that may be causing imbalance in your health and happiness. So let's face it, you guys, nutrition is huge when it comes to supporting our body at a cellular level, but stress and all of these other, factors that come into our life, these toxins, all these other things can affect our health as well. And so this foundational program will address that. So week 1, we are going to dive into release and replace. This week, we're going to focus on releasing what isn't serving you and replacing these with replace the unhelpful habits with nourishing ones. Week 2, I don't know, I don't have the slides in front of me, so I'll have to ask Tina to sort of keep up with me. Oh, you got it. Good. There you go. So we're trying to sort of go over my notes for everybody and watch that at the same time. It's a little bit challenging. Okay, so week 2, grounding practices and foods. This week we're going to learn about what foods naturally ground you and grounding practices that can help you feel more clear-headed and more present in your daily life, which I absolutely love this week. There's some really great things that I'll be sharing with you to help you do that. Week 3, gentleness and rejuvenation. This week, we're going to learn about the importance of self-care. You've all heard about self-care, how important that is. But I want to really be able to teach you how you can easily incorporate it into your life regularly and to feel rejuvenated and satisfied. Week 4, a well-balanced life. Before we finish our month together, we're going to take a look at each area of your life and see where you're feeling unhappy or unhealthy or unbalanced. And then we're going to craft a plan of action to help you balance those areas of your life so that you can move forward with ease. And really, these foundational approaches are transformative for everybody. It's going to be a powerful month of tapping into the autumn season. As the trees release their leaves, we'll dig in and figure out what we need to release as well. So I'm so excited for you guys if you're ready to get started today. Like I say, this is a $147 program. I am offering it to those of you who are on this call, or even if you're watching the replay. It will be available to you until midnight on Sunday. So right now it's Friday, so you've got 2 days. If you purchase your DNA nutrition program in your kit and you're ready to get started. So just to go ahead and purchase that, that's all you need to do, and then I will take care of you. I will invite you into the private Facebook group. You're going to get all of that information to get started. So I don't know if anybody has any questions for me. There's going to be a couple of additional bonuses in that program. I've got some amazing pumpkin recipes going into fall. We've got some Halloween recipes that I'll be sharing in there as well, how to keep our kids healthy and happy for the whole, Halloween season with all that candy coming into the house. There's going to be some amazing recipes that you guys can all enjoy in there and cut back on the sugar.